Hey everybody, welcome to the Simulation Sunday Community Spotlight stream. We're going to go ahead and take a look at a few more styles that we have here in the community today. So just going ahead and welcome everybody to the chat. I'm going to try to give out the last of those Batman Day codes. If I can get most of them out today, I will. Otherwise, I'll try to put a few in some shorts. Trying to finish up the last of them so that I don't have any that I'm hanging on to. You know. So but yeah, so I'll try to continuously have them somewhat in chat as we look at styles today, and then we should be pretty good. So let's go ahead and start off. I'm gonna throw some codes out here real quick, and then we'll go ahead and start off. The codes, as always, they give the Future Crusader style set. They also give 5 bank bots and 5 R&D scanners. Alright, and here is a look at everyone out here at Little Bohemia today. Very modest crowd, but hopefully it picks up a little bit. And then we got a lot of, looks like we have a bunch of Dragon Ball Super over here. Alright. So let me put out good 3 codes, and then we'll kind of just go from there. These are a single-use code, and you can use these codes can be used across the different platforms, but it is single-use. So if it does not work for you, then that means that someone else has already claimed it. Give me a second here. Let me turn down my audio. There we go. Almost hard to hear myself think there. Welcome to chat, Neo Guardian. I hope I didn't butcher that. Welcome to chat. Let's take a look here. So it looks like we have Wolverine over here. Let's take a look at him real quick. I was seeing him earlier on. Okay, that's not bad. I'd probably use a different chest style, but not bad. It looks like we're starting out. And of course, let me see here. We have the Superman there in the back. Definitely different material than what I'd imagine, but I like to see different takes on the character. If I can only find him. I know it's not spelled correctly. Where is he? There you go. I mean, I like the gold accents. He's using the burnished bronze chroma for that. It's a nice accent of the gold. The boots have a nice texture on it from the scale chroma. It's not bad. Only gripe is using old skins. Dear God, you don't realize how dated the skins look until you start using the new ones. That's why I try to not use any of the old skins anymore. They just, or at least the human skins, they're just not great. So, the only thing I do is upgrade that. We got Armor T over here. Alright, so it looks like a sort of Iron Man. I like it. That looks to be the magnetic chroma. Very nice. Using the Lex Luthor emblem for the arc reactor. And looks like we have a God Doom over here. God Doom that should be I already know who this is. This is Johnny Blaze. He was talking about how he was making his character, his Doom character. Let me switch over to chat. He's probably in there. Yo, what's up, Johnny? How's it going?
What's going on? I'm alright.
Nice.
I see you're streaming.
Yes, I am. We were just
Cool,
starting
cool, cool.
off, and I saw the name, and I said, okay, I know who that is.
Yeah. Yeah, I like my Doctor Doom and my Ghost Rider and my Batman, so
Yeah.
it was about time I made a Doctor Doom.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's making
Although,
Doctor Doom.
yeah, well, here's the thing. I had the name a long time ago because I knew a long time ago I was gonna make a Doctor Doom. I just didn't know when. Alright, it's been a year since I decided on doing that. Um, and here's the thing, alright? I don't have all the components for this character. Usually I already have all the components for the characters I want, right? The one thing I'm missing is the Perdegaton belts. That's the only thing I'm missing.
I that would be a nice belt. The only reason why I didn't use that for my Doom was because it didn't have the gun pouch on the side.
I know, that's the only downfall on there, but for me, though, I feel like that would be good for Classic Doom, though. So,
Yeah.
I have to get it.
Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, it's not bad. It's a nice belt. When I try to go for like a buckle belt, I try to use that as much as possible, because not only is it like an OP belt, so like the styles are usually better, but it just has such a clean look to it. So
Yep.
that's kind of a go-to for me. But yeah, trying to get those collections now as a new player is kind of rough, to be honest. So.
It is. I'm finding that out now.
Yeah.
Man, I was going and trying to get the collection pieces. It's like, man, why is this dropping? And I can't go into broker because either they're overpriced or they're just not on there. So,
Here, give me a sec. There. Gotta help a villain out here and there. but but yeah. So it's a very nice style, that belt. But yeah, I try to use it as much as possible, for sure. But we're just checking out some
yep.
styles here. This anarchist ranger looks pretty nice. I kind of saw him from turning the camera here.
I like the Hellblazer John. I know it's like really simple because it's like just a trench coat and it's a John Constantine, but I've always appreciated John Constantine characters.
Yeah.
And you know what? I had to pick Quantum for this character because of the one move only that he has. He can make people kneel down to him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with this move right here, you can make enemies kneel. So I was
Interesting.
like, okay, so I was thinking to myself, I'm like, that's a very Doom thing to have.
All right. I for some strange reason I thought you were gonna say because of the quantum tunneling.
No, no, no. Well, here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
It also works too because I have the name God Doom, right? Which a lot of his powers are seen with blue, so it kind of works as well.
Okay. Because Cause
with that variation of him.
is he very big about like making people kneel sort of a thing? Cause I know it's like Zod from DC, so like I know more DC than Marvel, so for Zod it's like kneel before
So
Zod, so it would make more sense for Zod.
see, for the reason why I say Neil is because he's like a dictator who thinks of himself as royalty, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody should bow down to him. Everybody should kneel to him. Everybody should like praise him. Everyone should be should respect him. Like he's just that character, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I thought it would make sense for him.
Yeah.
And if he can force it on people, he would, you know, and which is what he does a lot of times. He forces his way on people.
Yeah.
So this kind of made sense to me. Get the Etrigan over there. It's cool. Somebody made Etrigan.
Yeah. Let me see here. We got Brucey Thomas. Let me take a look at him here real quick. There you go.
How many more codes do you have? Like, you've been doing
Um,
this for so long,
I'm,
man.
I'm, I had so originally I was given 150, and
Yep.
per stream I've only been able to give, realistically, only give out a good 30 to 40 or something like that,
Yep.
maybe 25 to 30. But I'm still sitting on like another 60, 60, 70.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, so definitely trying to find a means to
Other ways to get rid of
they
it.
kind of get rid of them. Like I don't want to use the word get rid of them, but it's basically what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get rid of them because it's nice and all, but I did not realize how much 150 would actually be in terms of trying to give them out. That is a lot for me. Um, so yeah,
Hmm.
but let me see. Let me throw a few more
I
codes
gotta
out.
ask you. I gotta ask you. Now that you've been doing streams more religiously than previously, have you noticed you have a more stronger following since then?
I would say, yeah, I would say to a point. But then again, like definitely trying to definitely like I know last week I wasn't able to do it. But trying to keep that momentum up, I guess you could say, of the streams going. Um, but also trying to find other mediums of making the streams for rather that too. So I guess like trying to find other activities that may be just as fun or if not more fun for those who are tuning in. So maybe running content and whatnot, or maybe doing like challenges or whatever. Um, Definitely kind of looking at in that direction, but maybe I'll do like a post or something on it.
All right, don't mind me though. I might go back and forth to the kitchen, but I'm gonna have my mic muted. So if I go muted, it just means I'm dealing with something in the kitchen.
No, you're good, man. Do what you need to do.
Yeah, I'm making dinner for everybody, so you know,
Oh, sounds
there's
like
that.
quite the commitment right there, man. All
Yeah,
right.
I saw you on. I'm like, ah, I might as well come join.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
then,
Yeah. Don't let anything burn now. All right. All right. Very nice. Let me try to see if I can find that Etrigan. Maybe he's not here. Oh, there he is. Huh. I like how he used the textured red textured chroma. Very nice. Not sure about the material used for the back, shoulders, hands, feet. Kind of blacks everything out. so it's kind of hard to tell some of the details. Maybe I would have used the the blue shadow bender, maybe, if you wanted to have the same effect, or the black shadow bender chromas. But otherwise, not bad. All right, and then we got Jessie Bell. I did see her. Let's see. Atomic Jess. We'll have to check them out. That sounds kind of fun.
Jesse Bell's supposed to be Liberty Bell, right?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I don't know. I'm guessing it's a play on the character, maybe a modern. Yeah, because I
I think
know.
it's supposed to be Jesse Quick and Liberty Bell together or something like that.
Yeah, because I know Liberty
That's
Bell,
what I'm
her
saying.
actual style doesn't look like this, but it's a nice style nevertheless. Yeah, yeah, it's a very nice style. I don't know if it's intended that she should. Maybe this is like another version that they're trying to look like, and I just haven't seen it yet. But it's a nice style nevertheless. Then we got Blue Beetle. Let's take a look at him. Man, there's got to be some sort of a material or something to put over that cannon. If
I
you,
know. That's the one thing that always bothers me is when people, yeah.
yeah, they need a newer material to go over that cannon so it matches with the gear. Cause the gear is so shiny and bright and looks good, and then you look at that cannon, like look at the non-metallic parts of the cannon compared to the non-metallic parts of the suit. So vastly
Yeah.
different. There's it's like if I had to talk about the difference between like the gap between them, I'd say it's like the Grand Canyon, the gap of
And then
difference.
if you look behind you, you'll see there's like an entire league of Dragon Ball characters too. If you,
Yeah,
like those.
yeah. I think
You
a
got
lot of them
Z,
are.
Goku, and Vegeta.
Yeah, it's a lot of high output. It looks like. Yeah.
They're very known for their anime characters.
Yeah, I've seen them in the Watchtower before. Yeah. Let's see.
You know, I love that we have the guitar emote, but I find it annoying at this point. Hearing it on loop and loop and looped over and over and over.
Especially if there's multiple people in an area, that's kind of funny.
Oh man, I think they should do a thing where it's like after 3 emotes activate at the same time, all emotes go mute in the area. That's what I think they should do, because it just becomes way too annoying.
I haven't seen many people use this one yet. I've only seen 2 other people use this.
I'm missing one piece of the collection. That's the rarest one.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I've only seen 2 other people actually have that emote. So basically,
I would love to have it for Doom.
here's a little lore that they don't tell you in the game. And a little lore about this. This is called the Splinter of Destiny. Okay, they do tell you that in the game. That's not its new name though, but they do mention it in the collections. I would butcher it if I were to try to say the name, but let me see if I could find it in my collections. I think it's Global Collections. Let me go all the way down, cause I know here it is. The Warlogog. That's its name. That's its true name. It goes by many different names, but it is the map of the multiverse. It is a 4D map of the multiverse, and it can be used to skew and reshape reality. So it is insane the sort of power that this item has, 'cause it is literally the four-dimensional map of the multiverse, and it can change and manipulate reality on an immediate level. That is
Which is one of the
insane.
reasons why I want it for Doom, because that's perfect for Doom. That's something that he would want.
Yeah. So it is insane the sort of power this item has. And a lot of people don't realize because the game, I hate to say it, the game does a very poor job of explaining it. I don't know if they're trying to wait for another episode to talk about it fully, or to use it fully, or to show its true power, but right now they've been very vague on what it is and what it can do. All they've said is it's a splinter of destiny, but if you go to the DC Comics wiki and you do your due diligence and looking up information about it, it's been in many hands before, and many of the time it's been used to disastrous proportions. So it is a very powerful item in the DC Comics. So just a little bit of lore there for those that don't know. It is a 4D map of the DC multiverse. So, all right. Well, let's get back into.
But yeah,
Let me see
I
who's
mean,
here.
it's just like the things like the Beyonder's powers, right? And Infinity Gauntlet. It's all things that Doctor Doom would be interested in having because he's just power hungry as hell, right?
But,
So like
yeah.
that's one of the reasons why I want to get that emote for this character. I have the collection almost done on Johnny Blaze. Is it possible to transfer it over though?
I know you can trade it.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Now the only thing that's not great about it is that you can't buy it over on a tune. You can't style unlock it. Which, to be perfectly honest, that should be a reality. It should be style unlockable. It feels
I
almost
agree.
wrong when it's not. That's how I kind of see it. Emotes should be style unlockable. The only ones I can see that shouldn't be um, would be the event ones, because of course they want you to run events. It makes sense. They want you to, to be involved and kind of keep that economy of events going.
Right. No, that makes sense.
But yeah, it's a very nice emote. Um, kind of curious to see what we'll get down the line. What do you think of the Halloween stuff that has shown up on test? The aura
I
looks
like it
very
all, but I
nice.
feel like it's not much though. That's the only issue is that I don't feel like it's a lot, but it is good stuff.
The base items were scaled down a lot
Yeah.
from what I
I
was
think that's
seeing.
what made it feel like a lot less.
Yeah,
Like I don't know.
only four items. Yeah,
I definitely wish they would have put more variety in the base items because I'm
yeah,
a base type guy. So I mean, you see some of my bases. I go
yeah,
all out in them. So
yeah, yeah. That's
ooh, look at that Aphrodite. I think they're going. Is that based off of one of the characters from Capcom?
I'll take a look there
I
in a
forget.
second.
Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but it looks pretty close.
All right, let me see if I could find Aphrodite. Yeah, no, that's off of Street Fighter. Trying to think of her name. Oh dear God. Give me a sec here. Trying to think of her name. She's off of Street Fighter. She has the buns and she's got like the arm wristlets and all that. She always wears the blue.
Always huge hips.
I guess, yeah. So that's who it is. I know. I'm
The
roasting
only thing
myself internally for not knowing the
I'm,
name.
the only thing I acknowledge of the character is that she has very, very, very large hips in the design of her character.
But yeah, from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember who it was.
Ooh, look at the Christian Cotton.
Oh, the Batman?
Yeah, that's actually not too bad. I know it's like very basic, but I like what he did.
Yeah, that I already Took a look at him. Yeah, because I saw it looks like a future Batman. I like that. Let me see here. Then you got a Johnny Blaze over here.
Yep, the best character yet.
Yeah, and he went straight to using the fire skin. Very nice. I see he's tried to go for like the bone like tone for like the skull. I would have definitely
Yep.
added some sort of a material, but that's still very nice.
Yeah, I like using Nightmare just to kind of give that fire effect because it gives that like the little wavy,
Yeah,
hazy fire effect with it with the aura, you know. So I use
yeah,
Nightmare for it.
yeah. And it kind of looks like smoke or something, kind of like going around his skull, like a little bit of
Yeah.
exhaust of the smoke around him.
Yep.
Let's take a look here. And Delore kind of looks like Lobo. Let's take a look at him.
I think it is Lobo.
I mean, I like all the tattoos. It's not really his fault, but man, we need a better hairstyle or something that has like the actual mustache and everything with it.
I know. See, what they should have done is when they gave us all the like dreadlocks in the game, they should have given us variations of those with the facial hair on it. That's what they should have done.
Yeah. Cause I'm
'Cause that
telling,
would have been
yeah,
so perfect.
yeah. Cause I'm telling you right now, like they gave us his emblem, which was the fanboy emblem or something like that. No, main man emblem, but it says "Eat your heart out, fanboy" or something like that. And then they gave us his whole suit. So it's like we have his emblem, we have his suit, but not like a good hairstyle. And then it forces you to use the face style sometimes, and then it takes away from having something around the eyes. So
You know what?
yeah,
That could be it. They could give us a face style that gives him his eyes and his mustache. That would be a cool face style for the Fate Bender.
yeah. I call it the main man.
Yeah, and then you can make an actual really good Lobo.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and this
By,
this
by the way,
yeah.
my power might go out because it's a really bad storm here. It's thunder and lightning.
Talking about storms, we're gonna be having one come over here pretty soon. If there's some of you that don't know where I am, I'm actually in Florida, and so it looks like we're looking at getting a hurricane, another hurricane coming around here pretty soon. I think it's called Milton. Someone someone showed me. He said Milton. I said that reminds me of Millhouse from The Simpsons. I'm like, if it's gonna take us out, it needs a cooler name, man.
You should call it Hurricane Doom.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do a little shout out here. Matthew Barto, welcome to chat. Yes, it does stink that we aren't on Xbox. I kind of wish it was a reality that they would allow more crossplay in this game, but they've made multiple insinuations that they're open for it, but they are not able to do so because I guess the higher powers above, meaning the platform companies, don't want that to happen. But I agree 100%. And Neo Gaudian went ahead and said it was Chun Li. That's who we were thinking about for Street Fighter. So Chun Li.
Ah,
There you go.
that makes sense.
He says,
Not a big turnout for Little Bohemia today. Not very
yeah,
many people.
yeah.
Unless they're just not loading in.
So Neo Gaudian brings up a good point. I'm guessing somebody was talking about like Kryptonians and how magic isn't a weakness to them. I think early on they said magic was a weakness for Kryptonians. but I think they have recently retconned it to where it is more of a fear, more or less. That Kryptonians, they're not really vulnerable to it. It's just a fear of Superman's. He doesn't know how to counteract it, or it's fear of the unknown, so he doesn't really like understand it. So it gives him a very bad disadvantage in a fight. So it's not that he's actually vulnerable to magic. He just doesn't understand it, and so doesn't know how to defend against it. So he's more at a disadvantage. It's not an actual weakness. If he knows what he's dealing with, then he knows how to counteract it. So it's
Yep.
not like Red Sun or Kryptonite where he just goes limp from from being in proximity to magic or magic being used on him. That's not the case. Which I thought it was cool that they kind of brushed up on that point because I feel um, that kind of gets confused. But I did see that in the comics that they retcon that or kind of included a better explanation of why he doesn't do well against magic. Not, you know, kind of adding a little more details to the character. So I guess that was cool. Um, so let's see here. All right, so let's look at our Z crew. So I'm a Trunks fan, so we're gonna go for Trunks first.
I don't really know much anime, let alone Dragon Ball, so this is all you.
Okay, so then I'm gonna give you a little bit of a quick little rundown on it. So Trunks, who's the guy in the vest with the blue hair, he is the son of Vegeta. So there's two main Saiyans that end up on Earth. Um, well, the ones that go throughout all of Dragon Ball. There's other ones, but I'm not going to explain about them fully. So there's two main protagonists. One used to be an antagonist. So Vegeta used to be a rival to Goku. Goku is the main protagonist from the beginning. Um, but then Vegeta comes along. He's his enemy, and then he becomes his friend at some point. That's a big thing in Dragon Ball, where a lot of Goku's former enemies end up becoming his friends. And so Vegeta um, has a child with one of Goku's women friends, one of his childhood friends rather, um, and has a child called Trunks. And Trunks is the one with the blue hair, because his mother has blue hair. Don't know why. I don't know why they have blue hair, because I know it's not dyed, or at least you know that's what it's implied as. But yeah, so there's Goku, there's Vegeta, the two main Saiyans. Then you got Trunks, which is Vegeta's son, and then you have Gohan, which is the firstborn son of Goku, and then there's Goten, um, that is the second son of Goku. And then,
But
but
he's not here though.
no, he's not there. But Trunks, this Trunks that you see right here, um, is future Trunks. So this is Trunks from an alternate Earth that they end up helping, and then they bring him back to their reality because basically at Vegeta's age, his son is only like 5 years old or something like that. And so
I
this,
see.
yeah, so it's kind of like he almost has two sons named Trunks because one is one is from the future and one is his current son. So it's like they're literally the same person, but then they both exist in the same reality. But yeah, time travel doesn't work the same way like in other movies where like if you come to a certain time, then your other version of you like tends to not exist after a while. That's not the point here. Um, but yeah, so
Yo,
quite
check out this
interesting.
guy named the Right to Bear Arms beside you. He's got Judge Dredd.
Nice. I like it. The only thing I'd probably add to it is like a better material on the chest to match the legs, but otherwise, very nice Judge Dredd. Yeah, definitely for the back, I'd look for another material or something. Cause man, those
I think
those
it's a new character, that's
graphics,
why. So
431. Yeah, could be. Yeah, new character. Yeah, you could tell by the artifacts. But yeah, very nice nevertheless.
Yeah, he'll get there
Yeah.
eventually.
That future cop helmet, he could probably switch it out with the new one, which will look.
Which one? Oh, the new one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Cause I'm pretty sure that's the old one. Either way, very nice. And then we've got Karina and Nebula. Kind of curious to see how that looks. And then we have somebody called Seven Times. All right, Karina and Nebula. I mean, we got the torn up flex suit, the battle damaged. Now I kind of did something like that for myself here. Uh, Let me see. I'm trying to remember which armor it was. Should be my main tank. There we go. And I used that new material, which is actually quite nice. That obsidian material. And it looks
Yeah, I have it.
like the body's like it looks like he's got like cracked lava skin underneath. And it's like the
Yeah.
torn up like obsidian glass on top. Yeah. So that's what I made.
Yeah,
It's kind
I
of
got
like,
it
yeah.
on my Johnny Blaze. It's pretty cool, but the only thing I wish though is I wish that the obsidian was darker. Like if it was like black with like real obsidian is, because real obsidian is black with
Mhm.
like a bluish tint on it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wish they would have done that instead.
Yeah. I got a I got obsidian as a gift one time, and mine was more like it was like a black color, but it was like when you'd hold it up to a light, it'd have a very like grayish black tint to it. A very gray,
Right.
like almost like a light, a very muted purple slash gray color to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what they should have done. In my opinion, is they should have instead of making it like a blue like that. I wish they would have made it dark. You know. But
Yeah.
it is.
I mean, this is probably closer to even though it's a little far off from it. This does look a little more like turquoise. They'd have to turn it up a little more shades of blue though, but it's much closer to
Yep.
turquoise than it is obsidian. But I do like how it has that chiseled look to it. It's very interesting. I like that. I've never seen that before, where it's got the very chiseled, like kind of like somebody chiseled away at it. So I thought that was pretty cool. So okay.
Well, the thing with obsidian too is when you break it apart, that's kind of how it breaks off too. Is
Yeah,
it
it
never
chips off
breaks.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So that's kind of cool that they did
yeah,
that like that.
yeah. Cause I've seen like on YouTube stuff where people will take like chiseling, stuff, and they'll go ahead and they'll knock off a few pieces, and then they use different little tools to get less and less to come off. Because if you're too aggressive with one tool, you will take off more than you meant to. So you have to be very careful on how much you're taking off at a time and realize when you need to switch tools. So that's kind of like a skill in its own right. So I definitely think that's kind of cool when I see it. But yeah, so when I saw the material, I was like, part of me is like, okay, I can see where that's going. Like that's kind of cool.
Yep. And I think one of the reasons why they did it like that too, though, with that color, is because if it was black, you wouldn't see a design like that as much.
They still could have done like a light gray, but then it probably wouldn't have looked well against the gray of the material with like the
Yeah.
energy cracks. Yeah, you would
Yeah.
almost not
That's
see
what I'm
the
thinking.
difference. Yeah, maybe they could have done like a grayish purple and added a little more purple in there to try to add a difference.
Yeah.
So I think it was just a whole they were stuck on that whole idea, and then when it came to execution, they're like, oh wait, this isn't gonna work, because this is
Yeah.
closer to like that diamond chroma kinda with the color. I could see that pretty much being pretty close to that. Let's see who this looks like.
Oh,
It's all good. The dog's trying to get in on the fun.
we got another Judge Dredd. His name is Judge RB.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at him in a second. I'm gonna look at anime again. Looks like he came up with the Broly. I like that. I don't know why, but I like that. And then we got the Judge Dredd. I mean, it's not bad. I think I like the other one better because he was using the newer items, like the newer belt. The pants were the same. This Judge Dredd is
Ooh.
using the new head style. The only thing is, man, that Tech Ninja chest style is extremely dated. That's the only bad thing. It just
It
doesn't
looks
look
like someone
great.
made the CW Flash. His name is The Flashes. No space.
Oh, I think yeah, I see him. Let's see.
Not too bad looking, actually.
No, it's not bad at all. Um, yeah, I mean, the only thing is I'd probably do if he had the color slots. He probably doesn't, but that head is so much darker than the rest of the style. But otherwise, it's very nice. Um, I don't know. I didn't really ever watch much of the show, but it had some nice high points that I did, watch clips of. But
I watched the first 3 seasons, watched all of 4. After 4, it started going down, so I watched 1 or 2 episodes here and there. And then in
mhm.
the last like 2 seasons, it was just to me utter garbage, so I didn't bother watching it.
Yeah. Yeah, for someone like me that's used to what Marvel can put out in terms of their good movies, it's kind of hard to look at shows and try to look at them the same way. And I know it's not fair to look at them that way because they don't have the budget for that. Um, but that's just the thing. It shouldn't be on the viewer to lower what they're used to. There's got to be other more creative ways to kind of,
Well, I mean, the
you
best way
know,
to counter that is to just make less episodes and make better written scripts.
yeah.
That's the best way to counter it. That way, there you save your budget within, let's say, 6 episodes, rather than trying to spread it out through like 12 to 16 episodes in a season. It's just way better. You get better quality that way.
Well, they're probably also looking at like view numbers. You know what I mean? Like, they want to get more views, a lot more people watching, and you probably don't get that if you have less episodes. That's probably why a lot of shows do that. I mean, I could be wrong, but I would think that's probably what it is. They're looking at trying to increase views, watch time, anything you would look at for a show, I guess.
But see, that would have worked back then when they were doing that thing.
Yeah.
When today's, in terms of today's television, it doesn't really work too much. More people are invested in the smaller stuff anyways nowadays. So,
Mhm.
and especially with all these different programs and like you have Prime, you have Crave, you have Netflix. They all have like their specialties in them, and it's just like at this point, everyone at this, if you in terms of ratings, everyone prefers the shorter shows overall now. So,
Yeah. So there's no real
uh,
incentive to really do that now, or you would think at least.
see, the one thing I'm excited for is that this has been in like the talks and the works apparently for a little while. Is the God of War TV show that's supposedly being worked on and going to be provided by Amazon.
Yeah. That should be great.
I can't wait to see that. Honestly though, I hope they do one of 2 things. All right, They either use Christopher Judge, all right, to do the Kratos in like the actual like the mocap of him, or even not even mocap, just like dress him up like Kratos because is the actual voice of Kratos, or they get somebody to do that's big, but they do like a voice module of voice dub to get close to either the younger one or the current one of his voice
Mm-hmm.
because like or they just find a voice actor that's also happens to be really jacked and built as well, you know, like because that voice is iconic, you know, like you can't just have someone be like, hey, I'm Kratos, and it doesn't even sound like him, you know,
Yeah.
like I want someone that actually has a deep voice, you know,
Well, I
and that
hope they
aggressive
bring him
tone.
back as the voice. Um, they would have to dub it very well, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
or
Because people are
just
saying like, oh,
yeah.
they're just gonna get a WWE wrestler to play him. I'd be like, yeah, but they don't have the voices for him, you know.
I
Um, and
yeah,
I don't know.
they should just bring him along and have him do it. Have him shave his head. He's gonna be in that white sort of chalky makeup anyway. So I think you could make him work for the for Kratos. So I
Well,
think
the thing is
yeah
too is that so he's obviously Greek, right?
yeah.
And in terms of mythology and in terms of history, the Greek have very definitive boned like lines on their face, right? And
Mhm
obviously you can tell if it's makeup if by changing someone's face like that.
mhm.
So in terms of that, it will be very hard to make it. It'll be very hard to make a convincing other ethnicity to play him if he doesn't have that Roman nose because that Roman nose has a very sharp edge. That's the issue, right?
Mhm.
And the thing is with what's his name, Christopher Judge, he has a very round nose. So
Oh.
yeah, so that's the issue is that if he had whether it's CGI or makeup, again makeup is very noticeable. It's going to be very hard to make that a convincing face of Kratos.
It'd
You
have to
know?
be CGI then, yeah.
Yep.
So they'd have to do kind of like what they did um for Thanos. Just do it
Essentially, yeah.
just do it for him cuz I mean, he's got all the mannerisms of Kratos. He's pretty much got the build for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's probably what they'll probably end up doing is they'll do like a CGI of it, and they'll do it like over his like they'll do the slight alterations over his face to make it work.
Because I mean, you gotta think, right? That's if you were to take, say, for example, I don't know, um, the Joker.
Mm.
He's known to have a very long chin, very big nose, right? Big, definitive, what's called cheekbones. Okay,
Mhm.
he's a very unique facial shape, right? And then you were to just, I don't know, grab some guy who has a very round head, right? You're gonna be like, that's not the Joker, right? Because you can see the bone lines.
Yeah.
It's the same thing here. Like they need to have someone who either has it naturally or they're gonna have to do a lot of alterations to the face to make it look like it.
All right.
Unfortunately.
Give me a second here. So, Neo Guardian says, "How do we feel about Sparking Zero?"
Sparking Zero. Is that a
Sparking
person?
Zero. I have no idea who Sparking Zero is. Maybe elaborate on that. Maybe. He says, "Yo, what is the cape style you got on? This is the. Uh, I think this is the Cloak of Shadows. Let's take a look. Sorry, just looking at chat right now. Cloak of Shadows. It looks like smoke that comes off your back. If you put a material on it, it looks like that. So it's a regular cape that they put an animation on. There you go. He says,
Very
"Bro,
cool.
new Dragon Ball game dropping tomorrow." I heard about the Dragon Ball game. It looks to be really good. I'm trying to remember what I thought was pretty cool about it. Um, Man, I can't remember what it was, but I did watch a video or two of it, and it did grab my interest. Yeah.
Ooh, I found a style here. Queen Monroe. That's a cool style.
Yeah, they had a Dragon Ball. I think it was Dragon Ball Z Kakarot or something like that. I saw that, and that looked amazing. All right, so what was their name again?
Queen Monroe. I don't know where they went though. Oh, they're over there. I see it. They're fighting.
All
Over
right.
there.
Oh, very nice. They got the storm style.
Yeah, I like that. That's pretty well done.
Yeah,
And
very
there's minimal
nice.
clipping with the hair and the cape too, which is really cool. I mean,
Yeah,
there is clipping at the bottom, but it's like the way it sits over top doesn't look like it is, you know?
yeah, yeah, very nice. Yeah, that's the black suit that she wears in X-Men '97. I thought that was a very nice show. The only problem was there wasn't enough episodes. I wanted more. It was
I
so
know.
good.
You know what I'm really disappointed in is that they showed Doctor Doom for like a split second, and that's it.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, guys. Oh, you know, the funny thing is, they probably showed him, but then they didn't have anything happen because they probably didn't have a voice actor for him. So it's kind of like, you know, he's silent. He didn't say anything because because he didn't have a voice actor. That's probably why. But yeah, I thought they did X-Men '97 really good, and I was like, man, this
hmm
is it. They don't have any more, and it's like, ah, we'll see you
I
guys
want
next
that
time.
Spider-Man reboot. That's what I want. Is that freaking Spider-Man reboot with the same universe? You know? Oh,
Yeah.
I'd love to see that. And you know what'd be cool though, is if they would do this. All right, they did basically the Spider-Man reboot. They did X-Men '97, and then they created a brand new series that's not based off of a reboot of anything else. That's their own idea with different characters with different storylines. So one storyline could be a Defenders thing with like Punisher, Daredevil, and whatnot in the animation style, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then they could do a couple episodes where you. I like how the Justice League Unlimited went. You know what I mean? How there was different characters every episode. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like that would be so cool. Oh, they should do that.
I'm trying to think what the thing that like I watched some Spider-Man stuff here and there. I haven't really watched any of the new Spider-Man movies, anything like that. Um, the only show that really caught my attention for Spider-Man was the I forget what it was called. I think it was in the early 2000s called uh, the Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, I've seen
That
that before
show.
when I was younger.
That was for me. That was like the pinnacle. I loved the art style of it. I loved the villains. Um, they gave some of them a little twist, but for the most part, they stayed true to the comics on them. Uh, and it was just very action driven. And for me, that was kind of the zenith on how much action should be in the show. And I like how not only was he fighting all of them, but he had his own problems to deal with as well. So, and I like how he tried to balance both of those, and he made wrong choices, and then there were consequences on those choices. But he always had a chance to redeem himself. But I always thought that was very well done. I liked how they made the Goblin kind of feel like the Joker, where he was insane, but then you realized it was Norman Osborn, and you'd see all the gadgets and stuff that he had. So, um, I love that show. I thought that was pretty cool, and for me, that's like one of the best Spider-Man shows I've seen. Because I
I
feel
think the
like,
pinnacle for all TV shows, in my opinion, for superheroes,
hmm
was between the years 1990 up to like 2007. I'd say that was
yeah,
like the perfect era for
yeah,
all cartoons that are superhero related.
yeah. Because they had got it. Because at that point, they had the technology to do really great animation, and they went for it. And the competition was fierce. and so everybody was trying to one up everybody, and everybody was bringing out their best of the best. You know what I mean? And so everybody wanted to do like the best animations, and everybody was inspired to try to really put their best foot forward in terms of competition.
Well, the
Nowadays,
other thing
I
is
don't think
too
as
is
much.
well, here's the thing too, right? Nowadays, they just write out as much stuff as they can just to put it out, right?
Yeah,
Back then, they genuinely had a lot of care and a lot of put a lot of effort into their shows overall, right?
yeah,
It didn't really take it wasn't really so much about the budget. It was just there was just overall a lot more care with those shows. Nowadays, they just throw in an episode and just call it a day. They don't care what the story is. Um, and it really shows, unfortunately, because like man, you look at say I don't know, let's just take Batman animated series, okay,
yeah,
and the Teen Titans original one versus any of the new Batman and Teen Titans shows that come out today, and you can just tell the difference in quality and the love and effort that went into it. You know, it's just not the same at all.
yeah, yeah. It just, yeah, you could just tell the difference nowadays. It's like it's all I don't know. It's like back then. I thought some of the animation back then was really good. I feel like they take a lot of shortcuts now cuz here's what I think the argument could be. I think the argument could be made out that animation has gotten better, but storyline hasn't, and that storyline was better back then versus nowadays, which is true. But I don't necessarily know if animation has gotten better. It has to a degree, but then I feel like they take a lot of shortcuts and it's not as inspired or imaginative. So it's very stale and very cookie cutter nowadays. So in terms of visual, yes, it may be a bit better, but it's at the cost of the imagination. So it's often not. I don't know. I don't know how to explain. It's very uninspired. A lot of the stuff now. It's just not great.
Well, here's the thing, right?
Yeah,
Is that now we have something called AI, right?
yeah,
And AI is only going to get better and better and better as time goes on.
yeah,
I mean, who's to say that animation is just going to be they're just going to type things in the future, and the AI is just going to make a random animation based on what they type in.
yeah,
Like, I think that we're going down the road that there's going to be less and less and less effort going into making quality produced shows overall. I think we're going down a route where everything's just going to be and type in what you want and poof, it comes out of a freaking photocopy machine basically. You
yeah,
know? It's unfortunate.
yeah. Yep. Because I think that's just how things go downhill. I mean, AI is good for certain things, but when it comes to imagining things, it shouldn't be the basic go-to for everything. It should be the thing that you help to, um, I don't know, how to, I don't know, like to like crispen things up or make them look a little better. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be like, how do I say it? Like if you have a sandwich, it should be the condiment on the sandwich. It shouldn't be the actual things in the sandwich. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't make up the whole freaking
Hmm.
sandwich. It should be the condiments to kind of complement it, you know? Like to increase like the visual, like the HD, the visual, like clear things up a little bit or add little accents. It shouldn't be the whole thing though. I think I think that's kind of I guess um a better example is like AI right now is like somebody putting one single material over their whole style instead of using it only on certain parts. It's using a whole material on one style, which doesn't look that great to be honest. And I think that's kind of the way people are going right now. It's so new that everybody's overusing it. It's like the first material was the cosmic. So what was everybody doing? Everybody's running around with the cosmic all over their whole character because it was new. When the Phoenix came out, that was a new material. So guess what? Everybody was running around with
Oh
Phoenix
man,
material.
I remember that.
You know what I mean?
It was just an eyesore.
Mm-hmm. Because it's new. But once people realize, like, hey, I need that, like, it doesn't look that great, I need to kind of space it out with something else, or I need to mix it up. So, I think that's where we are right now. It's everybody's overusing it because they see the potential it has and they don't know how to use it properly or to its best. And so yeah, so they're just overusing it. I think that's what's going on. Just gonna point out in chat here real quick. Bunny Bones, yes, they are the same codes as before. I honestly think I'm just gonna put some in a short. Yeah, because
Why not?
because I like, yeah, I've still got quite a few to go. So I may throw them in a short or something, to try to finish them up. But welcome to
Put them in
chat
the random
anyway.
comment sections of all your videos.
Just random comment sections. I don't know.
Yeah, throw them in different. Just do that.
that I don't know. That, to me, that almost sounds as cruel as almost as cruel as like the devs making people look for collections for those auras at the end of a DLC. Like
Ah,
13.
Easter egg hunt. Whatever.
Yeah, it's like 13 years of content. Have fun. We're not going to tell you where it is. SSN DCUO, hello, what's up? Welcome to chat. But
Oh, by the way,
but
everybody,
yeah.
don't forget to leave a like.
um, if you guys have seen, the Halloween event video is up. It got a lot more attention than I figured it would. It's knocking on the door of 1,000 views, so it means a lot of people are seeing it. So there's no telling how many people are going to show up for the event. So I'm really excited to see the sort of reach it's gotten, because we usually get like 40 to 50 people per event every year. So who knows? It may be way more than that. But I know we're going to have amazing style competitions. I'm hoping that I'm kind of hoping that also kind of bleeds into the PvP area. So we have quite a few nice PvP matches. We had some great ones last year, even though we did have a few hiccups. How are you two guys doing? Well, we'll start off with Johnny over here. How are you doing?
I'm alright. I mean, just kicking it. I'm living. I'm alive.
Yeah. And I'm doing fantastic, by the way, Bunny Bones. It's October, and Halloween is my favorite holiday, and the weeks leading up to it are always packed with Halloween either events or everybody's bringing out all the cool different costumes and stuff, and you see all the different candies that they're coming out with. There was just one candy I just could not stop eating last year. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. There's a candy called Dots, and they had these little ghost ones, and they were like a translucent, like bluish green color, but they were like very translucent. Man, they were so good. I didn't even know what flavor they were, but they were amazing. And they come and I was like, so I had gotten a whole bag of them to give out to the trick-or-treaters, and I think I only did a few. I only gave out a few, but I kept like a bag for myself after the fact. I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna hold on to these, and I ended up like eating like there's like a whole like they come in like little boxes of like 8. There's like 8 in like a little box. I'm like, man, these boxes are not big enough. And before you know it, I like turn around, I got like 10 boxes that are empty. Yeah, it was horrible. It was crazy, but they were very good. But
Unfortunately,
yeah.
I don't think I'll be able to try them because I'm in Canada, and Canada usually doesn't get all the things that States get, so it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I might have a picture I could show you, but yeah, I mean, they were amazing, man. But knowing us in the U.S., you don't know what we have in those. That's probably why they don't show up in Canada. but
Yeah.
but yeah, they're amazing. So I was like, yeah, this is nice. So You know, that's why I try to get rid of all the Halloween candy I can when I'm giving out to trick or treaters, because then it's just me trying to finish off the candy. I mean,
Do you do you guys do anything fun as a tradition where you're from? Like, you guys have like a special festival or what do you call it? Any type of like, I don't know, parties that are known in your area for Halloween?
okay, so there's. I'll go over my schedule of what I usually do for Halloween. So I usually take the whole week off from work, and um, the the city that I live in, um, they also have an event that's outdoor, and so I usually go as Darth Vader, and I just take pictures with people the whole time. Um, and I mean, it's a nice, good Darth Vader suit. It's the rubies one. So I have that. So yes, Iconic goes as Darth Vader to the event. I take like 60, 70 pictures. It's amazing. I took a picture with the tax collector and DMV center people, and they had a huge card cutout of like a license, and it has like a square for your head. So there's on somebody's phone. There's a picture of Darth Vader on a license floating around. It's great. So we have that, and then I go to a
That's
friend's
great.
house for Halloween, and then I have the Halloween event in game that I do every year. That's a major highlight for me. And then and so where I'm at basically, Johnny, we don't get many trick or treaters because I'm kind of at the end of the road where I am, so we don't get, and it's a very long road, so we don't really get many people. Um, so I usually kind of go up the road and like basically all the 10 to 20 streets that are around me. I basically have a bike that's rigged up with green lights. I have my Green Lantern suit on with my ring. I have like a glowing like visor thing, uh, and I have this big pack that has green lights on it. And I go out and I'm a mobile candy giver and I give out candy. And that's what I do every year. I do that for like 2 hours. So my bike is all rigged up with lights, my mountain bike. And so, yeah, so I'm a mobile candy giver. And so I go to all the groups of the parents and children and I hand them out. I was actually recognized last year. I had one dad that was like, he was like, hey, somebody told me about you last year, and I didn't believe him. And then I had somebody else that was like, hey, I remember you from last year. I'm like, I'm like, it's catching on. Green Lantern giving out candy is catching on. So, so yeah, so that's
Hmm.
fun just to see the kids' faces, you know, and they're telling people, oh, Green Lantern was giving out candy on Halloween night. Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
that's my little tradition. I've been doing that as long as I've been doing the Halloween parties in the game. So the last 4 years I've been doing it, and it feels great doing that. So,
See, for me, in the
yeah.
last 2 years, I've been going to something called Saunders Farm.
Okay.
It's a festival slash carnival thing going on. They're in one location year round, but during the season, so basically Christmas and Halloween, they switch the theme.
Yeah.
For Halloween time, it's obviously Halloween themed, and during Christmas time, it's Christmas themed.
Yeah.
Um, and the Halloween one is awesome, right? You go through basically these places called haunts, and they're basically different haunted houses in different tiers of how scary they are.
Mhm.
Um, we got like actors in there. You got like a bunch of animatronics that look, feel, and seem real. You got like all these different sound effects. It's like a giant, basically maze you're following through and everything. It's all cool. There's a bunch of them as well. And then
Mhm.
there's like a couple of mazes, actual mazes. You can go through. Sometimes they have escape rooms in there that are again Halloween themed, which that are very creepy. And
Yeah.
we have like these Halloween rides as well. There's something called like the haunted hayride. So basically, you're on a wagon behind a tractor, and they take you down this path on while you're on there. It's supposed to be basically a roller coaster, but you're stuck in the wagon, and as you're going through, there's all these crazy animatronics coming at your face, all these crazy actors, all these special effects, and every year they change the theme as well. So one year it might be creepy clowns, one year it might be aliens, one year it might be serial killers, one year it might be creepy crawlies, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like really cool. I love it. It's such a fun time every time.
Yeah.
Last two times I went with my ex, and yeah, I know it was fun. This time I'm gonna go with a friend, maybe someone else as well, but I'm gonna be going with a friend this year, and I'm gonna be going as Michael Myers. I
Nice.
got the whole suit ready. Been customizing it, working on it with a friend of mine as well. Putting bullet holes and it's like all burnt and everything. It's got stab wounds. It's got like dirt and debris all over it.
Yeah.
It's gonna look so cool.
Now, when did no? Do they actually do that on Halloween night or like a few days before, rather?
So right now, it's actually going on right now. It goes on the last week of
October.
September.
Oh,
No,
September.
it starts in the last week of September, and it goes to the last till Halloween night. And that's
Oh, okay. Nice.
it. Yeah. So you can choose anytime you want. However, they're not open all the days during the week. I believe there's 2 days that they're not open. So. Yeah,
Oh,
you kinda
okay.
have to, like, yeah,
Sounds like a lot of fun.
it is.
Yeah.
Which that
Nice.
reminds me, I should probably send my friend a link to the ticket.
um, but yeah, kind of like how you've been customizing your suit. I've been like
Hmm.
figuring out the kinks of my Darth Vader suit, cause um, like the one problem you have with wearing a Darth Vader suit is that it gets very hot, cause you're basically being sealed
Oh,
in.
trust me,
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean by that. I used to do a job where I would go to, this was like a side gig that I had just to bring in extra money,
Yeah.
where I would cosplay as Spider-Man and Batman. And I
Mhm.
go to parties and events and whatnot as that. To me, it was more like a charity event more than anything, because the money wasn't that great. I just did it just for fun and just to bring joy to kids, you know.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
and when I went as Spider-Man, it was great.
Yeah.
It was very easy to breathe. But when I went as my Batman, oh my gosh, it really seals in the flavor, just as that skit says on YouTube.
Yeah, 100%, man. Um,
It was
but
bad.
but yeah, so I'm trying to realize what I was gonna come up on here. Oh, so when you're wearing the helmet, um, when it gets so of course I'm in Florida, so it's hot as it is, but it cools off a little bit during October. But still, like I wear an ice vest underneath, like it's got like the ice packs and everything, like what you'd wear on like a construction site or whatever, and it has like the ice packs like attached on the inside of the vest, and you zip it up and everything. So I wear that underneath just so I stay at a cool enough temperature. But then, but what I so I was out there for 2 hours and we are taking pictures, whatever, and then like the goggles on the inside just start to just fog up because it's so hot. So I actually got some little fans that'll actually funnel some of the air out and add some sort of ventilation. So it kind of airs it out and it allows that to not fog up. Because if you look now, a lot of the Darth Vader helmets do have a slit underneath the has a slit underneath the eye goggle area, so that it will allow there to be some sort of ventilation, so that if you put in fans, it'll shoot it out. So
I didn't know that, because last time I had a Darth Vader helmet, it was like when I was really young, so I don't really
yeah,
know.
so it really holds a lot of that hot air in, so you have to get ventilation. So I did buy two small fans that I'm going to install into the helmet for this year, and then it's like the boots that I had. Just after being in them for like 2 hours, I didn't have any inserts in, and man, my feet were killing me by the time it was done. So I definitely got to get some sort of Dr. Scholl's or some sort of inserts to put into the bottom of them. But other than that, I mean, the suit itself is amazing. The boots didn't come with the suit. I had to get those separately. The suit only gives you the covers, like the metal covers, or look they looks like the metallic covers, but they're plastic, but they're like chromed or whatever, where they go over the boots. So so yeah, so but after that it should be pretty nice. But like it takes you a few years to figure out exactly what you need to upgrade and what is fine and yeah.
Hmm. Well, I'm actually so once things are a little better with certain things in my life,
Yeah.
I'm thinking on making a Doctor Doom suit, um, and I know exactly everything I need for it. Because the thing I'm gonna try to do isn't the traditional Doctor Doom. I'm not
Okay.
trying to do the one with the heavy armor and everything. I want to do something that's a little bit more realistic, a little bit more modern, and a little bit easier and more affordable to do.
Okay.
Because if you the moment you start doing armor and everything, you start getting to the $1,000 range, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is I want to get a dark green business suit to make him look more modern, and just put basically a green cloak over top of that. Um, because in the comics he's had a similar design to that as well.
Yeah.
So I figured, like, why don't I do that? Because that's like the most affordable, most realistic, and probably the easiest way of doing it. So
Yeah. Well, I think at some point you could get the armor. The only problem is you'd have to do the work yourself. And
yep.
but the thing is that could be a very great learning opportunity how to do something yourself, because a lot of the time it's just melting parts of the plastic and deforming it so that it fits to whatever you need, or you could get it 3D printed. There's some very cheap services that'll do the raw prints for you. All you got to do is sand it down and polish it. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
know, and with 3D printing being something that's getting so much cheaper now, it's a reality to where that could be a very cheap way of getting something like that done. So so even with it not being an immediate thing you could do down the road, it would probably be a really easy thing for you to pull off after a while.
Oh, of course, and that's just
Yeah.
it. I want to get more components as time gets on, but
Yeah.
I mean, the easiest thing for me to do is just take out the armor factor and just replace it with something else. And that thing, other thing I'd be replacing it with, is just a suit. You know.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I
So.
hear you. But but yeah, like when I when I was in grade school or whatever, thing I would make was I made a whole Batman armor, but it was an armored Batman that I had made, and it wasn't anything that was in the comics. I think I first based it on Azrael, but then I veered off of that. But it has like the same components where it has all that armor that points down to a certain peak at the legs or whatever, and then it's got the big pointed shoulder areas and yeah, and I did all that work myself. It was I took strips of plastic and basically melted and stapled down certain areas to make it. But yeah, and it looked pretty good for what it was, for sure. And then I had
Yeah, I
sewn
think the
other
last
parts.
costume I
Yeah,
remember having, I mean, when I was younger, I should say, not the last one I remember having, but
yeah,
the last one I had when I was a kid, I can remember, was Call of Duty Zombies.
yeah.
So I ended up doing something where I got like a standardized military uniform,
Mhm.
and then I just basically zombified myself. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
And the makeup was really well done too, because it's not like it's just the face or anything. It was every piece of skin you saw was like undead. It was cool looking.
Yeah. Nice.
And I even had like a wig, because you know how like when your hair when you die or whatnot, your hair kind of loses its what's it called? It's over time it doesn't really keep its color. So I
Okay.
made the hair like all white and everything too. It was
Yeah.
really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really cool time. Me and my buddy, we both went as Call of Duty characters.
Yeah. Nice. Uh, I never really played many of those games, but I did like the Call of Duty zombies, especially like the
Yep.
protect missions, and we do like multiplayer on that. Cause I'd sometimes go to like a friend's house, and that would be the case, and that was kind of fun.
Zombies is the only valid thing in my opinion in Call of Duty. Everything else is just like,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, and then we'd sometimes play Halo, and this was like the good Halo, like 2 and 3.
I
Uh,
didn't play too much Halo
yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, because the best thing about Halo was the variety in weapons and the vehicles.
Yep.
Man, that was the best part, in my opinion. It was the weird weaponry and the vehicles. I think that set them apart from everyone else, and that's why I liked it because it was futuristic. It wasn't like everything else you were seeing. It was futuristic in nature. It's kind of like, what's a needler? Oh, a needler is a thing that shoots out projectile needles. And then you see the cool animation where the guy freaking loads it up again, and you see all the needles pop out again. Stuff like that. And then you had the vehicles where you could have two people in the front seat. The two front seats, and then you have a guy on the back as your gunner. Like I don't think there were really any other games at that time that could do stuff like that. That's why I like that, because it was fun in that regard. You could have friends and play that, and you had a similar objective you had to do, and you could kind of jump in the vehicle and do whatever you needed to do, and it was fun, like shooting this enormously powerful gun from the back turret of the vehicle. Like stuff like that I thought was like awesome. So yeah, so
Yeah.
that's what I liked about that. I thought that was pretty nice. So for me that was whoops. For me that was fun.
I'm so sore. Like yesterday, I don't know why. I mean, I kind of know why, but I decided to go for a 16, 17 kilometer run just because why not?
uh
That
could you translate that in American?
in American. Hold on, let me Google it.
Sorry.
Okay, 10.5 miles.
Okay, yeah, that's quite substantial.
Yeah, 10.5 miles. Okay, of
Okay.
running.
Yeah, that's
Like
yeah.
I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm gonna do a Forrest Gump thing right now. I'm just gonna run, because why
Okay.
not?
Yeah.
And yeah, I ran across my entire city.
That's nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's very nice. Uh
it
I
was very very tiring. I'm so sore now though.
yeah. I hear you. I usually get that way when I'll do so like how I do the thing with Green Lantern. I got that mountain bike. Well, I'll bike when I bike. I'll usually do 20 miles, and that's usually I'll go 10 miles one way, and then I'll do 10 when I go back when I get back to the house,
Hmm.
and usually that the very last mile of that 10 mile is like the most brutal because it's like you've already spent like a lot of your energy getting out, and then you're spending a lot of it coming back, and that very last mile is very brutal because I'm very tired at that point. um
Oh yeah, I didn't run
yeah.
back. I was like, screw that. I'm getting somebody to pick me up.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah. Yeah.
Screw that.
Yeah. but but yeah, so that's what I kind of do. So like I'll see people like park their car off or whatever, and they'll only do like a 5 mile or whatever. But for me, I'll and mine is a 9 speed, so I crank it up to the max on there. So, you know, I don't know if you know how that works, but it's like it switches to the highest level, so you use the highest gear. You're switching the highest gear. It so you'll get to places quicker, but it takes a lot more energy to turn that gear. So you're using a lot more energy to do it. but it's something you got to work yourself up to. You can't be like on gear 1 and then try to go to gear 9. You're going to sap yourself with energy so much. It's one of those things you got to work your way up. So I went from 1 to like I skipped 1 or 2. I skipped 2 and 3. I did like 1 or I did like 1 to 3, and then I'd go to like 3 to like 6 or 3 to 5 or something, like every other. I didn't do like every
Hmm.
single one, and then you work yourself up to that. But but yeah, doing a run, yeah, that's brutal, especially 10 and a half miles. Yeah.
It was very brutal. Oh,
Yeah.
cause here's the thing too. Okay, I go to gym. All right,
Yeah.
I go to gym,
Yeah.
but I don't touch cardio that much. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't. I go there. I go on a treadmill for like 10 minutes. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
I'll go on a stair machine for 10 minutes. I'll go on do spin like on the little bike, whatever, for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the extent of my cardio. I'm focusing on all gaining muscle, not improving my stamina.
Yeah.
And so for me to do this out of nowhere, it's a big shock to the system.
Yeah. I think the best thing you could probably do, which it's funny because we're on DCUO and we're given workout advice. Um, but here's the thing. Um, when it comes to cardio and things like that, like doing that 10 and a half miles is like the worst case scenario when it comes to textbook like cardio when you're trying to like work out. Um, you want to start small, but something that's manageable so that if you wanted to do that every day, you're not feeling the backlash of 10 and a half miles. So, you know what I mean? Like think of it this way. Like if you do say you started off on Monday and you did 10 and a half miles, and then it's like, well, I can't, like I feel so worn out. I can't do Tuesday, I can't do Wednesday, I can't do Thursday, I can't do Friday, and then you may do it Saturday, because you've been out for 4 days because you're so beat up from it. You've just lost out on 4 different days, so you only did theoretically only 10 and a half miles. But if you did 3 miles every day, or only 2.5 miles every day, you're gonna get another, I don't know, another 2.5, 3 miles per week versus that one day, and then you were just blasted the rest of the week. You know what I mean? So it's better to have the little steady gains over time than to do that one and then you're just blasted the rest of the week because you're resting
Of
your
course,
body. Yeah.
but here's the thing. I don't plan on doing that all the time, so that's okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wanted to do it just to see if I can do it, and I
Yeah.
clearly can do it. So
Now you got to go for it. Now you got to go for 21 miles.
honestly,
10
so here's the
miles,
thing.
10 and a half
Here's the
going,
thi-
10 and
here's
a
the
half
thing.
back.
Here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
In kilometers, right? That's about 16, 17 kilometers for me.
Yeah.
Um, from what I did. That wasn't even the full extended city. That's just like the main part of the city I did, right?
Oh,
Then
okay.
going to the far outskirts, from one far outskirt to the other far outskirt. That's realistically probably like 24 kilometers, which would be. Hold on, let me look.
It'd be like
What
what,
that is.
18 miles? 17, 18
Hold on,
miles?
24. That would be 15 miles.
15 miles. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a pretty long haul.
Yeah.
And
I
then if
believe
wanted
it.
to turn back and go back home, well, double that.
It'd be the craziest thing is to circle your whole city.
No, thank you. I'll stick to it just going straight.
Just go around the whole perimeter of your whole city. It's like, yeah,
No, thank you.
you'll see me back in like a week.
Realistically, if I were to do that, I could do that in 24 hours.
Yeah,
it
but
would
you'd
be
have all that resting in between.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what would take you the week, would be all that resting in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
Nice.
Superman. You see all of them?
Yeah, we got 2 Superman primes, or we did, and yeah, the Council of Superman.
That's crazy.
Here, give me a sec.
You're taking a picture, aren't you?
I'm just gonna do a shot of all of them right here. I like the one that's all the way over on the right, even though it's a Zod emblem.
Yeah.
Look at that. Council of Superman have made it out here today. I'm surprised they're all not league mates.
I know.
Yeah, that's the real super part about it. Nice. Very nice, gentlemen.
It's cool to see the community come together like that and just get their Supermans all together.
Yeah, now I kind of wish.
Even though I'm not a Superman fan at all,
Yeah.
but like it's still cool to see nonetheless, you know.
Yeah. Now if only I had a Superman suit ready, that'd be kind of cool.
Well, you have an emblem. Just put an emblem on. Good enough.
Good enough.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me help you with that. I'll give you some ideas here. All right.
Here. Let's make this happen.
Where is? There you go. See, I'm clearly Superman. Can't you tell by my shoulders?
Let me see here.
I'm clearly Superman.
I'm gonna change. Yeah, let me change that. So I'm gonna put the. Where is it? Having a hard time finding it. Okay, there it is. For some reason, I thought it was going to be under the seas.
Under the sea.
Yeah, I just think about that. I'm like, there you go. Let's go for a hardened Superman. Let's do that. Emblem. I'll do that Batman versus Superman emblem.
Oh, you lucky. You know what?
And then we'll.
Oh, that emblem though.
Oh, I was under accessory and I'm like, why isn't it changing the emblem color? Well, that's probably why. Alright. So, change that to that. Which one is it?
That one right there. That one. That one. That one. Actually, I have no idea what I'm looking at. So.
Take the head style off. Take the face style off. We'll put the hair, which will be, of course, we got to use the Superman hair. We can't. No substitutions.
You're right. You know what's funny is I have the hair on.
Nice. Let's see. We'll use that one, and then the eyes. And we'll go for black smoke. Black smoke is always a classic when it comes to that. There we go. some some weird apocalyptic Superman, I guess.
It's Super Doom.
Something like that, but I think that's named that persona is already taken.
Too bad. Super Doom.
But yeah, the skin matches well with the material. But yeah, so um, yeah, man, you never know what sort of topics come up in this stream. I feel sometimes that that gives a little bit of personality to the streams and kind of helps me get to know some of you as people, and you can kind of get to know me as a person, kind of get to know Johnny as a person. Um,
Who's Johnny? Who's
you.
only Doom?
Oh, please. But I think it's fair to say this is probably a good stopping point for the stream. As much fun as it is, I think this is a good stopping point. I'm gonna drop 3 more codes, and then I think we will say adieu. So let me go
I
ahead.
do.
Let me go ahead and paste that one on there. Man, I still got so many codes.
Wait a little bit though, just to make sure everybody claims them. You know, like at least 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm going to be a villain and let them claim them after the clip has fully got an HD improvement, blah blah blah, and YouTube finishes uploading it, and nah, we're not gonna do that.
Evil.
I am a villain. You can't really say much on that because you're a hero, so I yeah.
I mean, here's the thing, alright? I know Doctor Doom's a villain, but for a brief moment, you gotta remember this.
We'll do 4. All right, what's
you
that?
Gotta remember that you gotta remember that Doom has once become, you know, well, not once, actually, a couple times, he has been heroic. So, I mean, technically, he can be a hero if he wants.
No,
He's just not.
no. He's not a hero. He's done things that are in his interest. If helping you out is within his interest, he will help you out. But it's not helping you out on what you want or on what you need. It's to serve his own interests if they happen to align. Otherwise, he is only the hero to Latveria. That is it. He will only do what is good for his people, not or himself or his people,
Even
not
then,
for you.
Even then, like, his own people, he cares for his people obviously more than everyone else in the world.
Uh-huh.
But even then, he still cares more about himself. He's like, screw you. So, you know, there's that.
Jay Boog, we will be ending the stream in a little bit. I'm just going to allow people a few minutes to grab those last minute codes that I dropped, and then we will see ourselves out. But we will be back. We will be back next Sunday. If Johnny would like to join us next Sunday, he will pop in for sure if he's able to. But I try to do this stream every Sunday. Yeah, I don't want to make any promises on your behalf because I know you can have a crazy time sometimes with life. So. You know, as everybody does at some point. So I don't want to make any promises for others, but I will be here next Sunday. And if I'm feeling a little feisty, I'll have another random Wednesday live stream. I was running some of the new content this past Wednesday. What else? Running some of the past content this Wednesday. But I think I want to add in doing bounties as well, because I know bounties reset on Tuesday, and if there's some people who weren't able to get the bounties done on Tuesday, I think it's a good idea if I run some of the bounties. That'd be pretty nice.
That would. Especially people like me who sometimes just can't get on certain days.
Yeah, and it's not fair to them that it's like a ghost town on Wednesdays sometimes, like if they can't get it. So yeah. So I think it'd be kind of cool to do that, for sure.
I agree.
We have Boog saying that his character is Deathlock. I mean,
I think I saw that earlier.
yeah. I mean, I appreciate the character, but I have no idea who Deathlock is. Is he like a Marvel character?
He was not. He was around here not long ago.
Well,
Like, he
no,
was
no.
standing here earlier today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the character, but is Deathlock like a Marvel character? Or is he DC and I just don't recognize him?
I don't know anybody really about Deathlock.
Okay. Alright. Because it sounds somewhat familiar. I don't know why.
No, I think he is from Marvel though.
Yeah. Definitely seems like a Marvel character. But
Yeah, I think he's like the equivalent to like Deadshot or Deathstroke or something like that.
probably. Okie doke. Well, that will be it for our Simulation Sunday community stream. I'm going to do one last pan over of everybody here. All right, all right.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, I see him now.
I will see you all in the next video. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Laters.